Milwaukee and RYOBI have new tools.
Harbor Freight sent us their new Hercules Mitersaw, and we see how it stacks up to the Hilti.
We've got angle grinders, custom tool belts, job site speakers, routers, impact wrenches, fake batteries, and budget table saws.
Plus another platinum tool deal from OhioPowerTool.
This is the Tool Show.
Welcome back, Power Tool fans. I'm Sarah, that's Rob, and we're going to jump right into the tool news, starting with RYOBI. They announced 2 new additions to their USB Lithium line, starting with the RYOBI USB Lithium Verse Compact Speaker Kit. With up to 250 feet of range, this little speaker is ideal for tailgates, beaches, campgrounds, and everywhere in between. And just like their other Verse speakers, this one can easily be connected with up to 100 other Verse speakers to force your obnoxious music taste onto even more of the unprepared masses. It's IP67 dustproof and waterproof and runs for up to 6 hours with their included 2 amp hour USB lithium battery. It will be available in October for $99. The other new product was not what I was expecting from RYOBI. Yep, that's a RYOBI USB lithium heated cushion, and with their recent push into tailgating, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. And no, you're not the only one thinking to themselves, heat takes a ton of power. How are they doing that with a tiny RYOBI USB lithium battery? Well, they're not. They're doing it with 2. Technically, you can power it with a single 2 amp hour USB battery, but it would only last for about 60 minutes on high. But put 2 batteries in it and you can run it for 2 hours on high or 5 hours on low, which is still 110 degrees. So it should be able to keep your butt warm through just about any sporting event. Those numbers are actually pretty good, but I can't help but wonder how long they could get it to run or how hot they could get it to run if they just use a regular 1+ 18-volt battery. But for now, the USB batteries will have to do, and you'll be able to buy one in a kit with 2 batteries this October for $89.
I know RYOBI has made some odd things, but that's actually something I want. Soccer practice is super cool when you're just watching. Moving on to Milwaukee, who announced that it's expanding their Diamond Max hole saw lineup with new solutions for cutting through porcelain. They say we can expect up to 20 times longer life compared to competitors, while featuring a higher grade of diamond and superior retention capabilities. The enhanced diamond grit accelerates cutting speeds, improves grip on materials, and facilitates cleaner, smoother cuts. They will be available this month in sizes ranging from 3/16 inch all the way up to 4.5 inch sizes, and they'll range from $15.97 all the way up to $64.97 for the big ones.
Last week, we took a closer look at the new Hilti Neuron SM6022 cordless dual bevel sliding compound miter saw, which turned out to be a hugely capable saw with a staggering price tag to match. But this week we got our first look at a 10-inch miter saw from Hercules that promises to get the job done, but at a fraction of the price.
This is the Hercules 20-volt brushless cordless 10-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw. It can cut boards up to 15 1/8 inch wide and supports nested crown molding up to 6 3/4 inches. It has a precision shadow guide and an electric brake that stops the blade quickly. Both features I was grateful for. The high output brushless motor delivers 4,200 RPM, which is typical. You can make miter cuts up to 50 degrees left and 60 right, and can bevel up to 48 degrees in either direction. And making these adjustments is pretty easy. However, you do need to reach to the back to adjust the bevel. Now, I have mine powered by 2 20-volt extreme performance batteries, which you'll need to buy separately. Hercules recommends at least 5 amp hour batteries or greater for maximum performance. Now, it's about 13 pounds lighter than the Hilti at only 47 pounds, which isn't that bad, but it still feels very, very solid. I didn't feel nearly any play when I pushed laterally on the blade, which is something you tend to get on a cheaper saw. It cut smooth and straight, easily had enough power to get through large material too. While it doesn't have Hilti's crazy 20-year warranty, it does, however, have a solid 5-year warranty, which matches Milwaukee, which they're aiming to compete with.
The Hercules 20-volt brushless cordless 10-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw was a bit of a surprise to us. Of course, when you set it right next to the Hilti, it's obviously in a different class. It's smaller, lighter, and not as easy to adjust. But in our testing, it sure cut straight and did a great job giving us accurate cuts for building some outdoor furniture. And at only $329 bare, if you're already got a few Hercules high output batteries in your shop, it's almost a no-brainer. To get your hands on one yourself, just head over to your local Harbor Freight.
Moving on to our favorite tool videos of the week, starting with Tools Tested, who set out to find the best corded grinder you can buy, assuming your budget tops out at only $50. He found examples from Metabo HPT, Bauer, Warrior, SKIL, Wen, Hercules, RYOBI, and several others.
Matt over 731 Woodworks is excited again. I just can't tell if it's because he found the new Jet benchtop drum sander or if it's just because he's, awake. He's usually pretty excited.
Right?
But that benchtop drum sander does turn out to be pretty freaking cool. You should go check it out.
Taylor at Tinker with Tools is tinkering with bags this week, directly comparing his Milwaukee laden work setup with a budget bag and tools to see if you really need to pay the red tax to get your work done.
Tinker with his bags.
I did not say it that way.
Mark Thomas is continuing his cleaning series, this week featuring the new RYOBI Whisper Stick Vac that happens to be our personal vac of choice here in our home, and compares it to a top model from Dyson.
Josh over at PTR tried out the Firm Grip Build-A-Rig system that allows you to create the ultimate tool belt for you and your job. The system includes a series of belts and unique pouches that adapt to the tools that you need and the best way to store them. I'm not gonna lie, this actually looks like a lot of fun. Mine would have a holster for my drill, easy access to a hammer, a place for a marking tool, a tape measure, and quick access to my Nerf gel fire shotgun for raccoon management while working outside.
And you guys think she's joking.
I am not.
Tim Johnson over at Shop Tool Reviews got a hold of the new Milwaukee M18 job site Bluetooth speaker with audio link, and also found time to review RYOBI's new 1+ HP compact router, which looks like a really good upgrade from their non-HP version.
TTC wanted to know if all of these new super strong battery-powered impact wrenches were any match for the biggest air impact wrench that they could find. To test this, they needed to upgrade their compressor. Then to power the compressor, they needed to upgrade their shop's electric. And the list goes on and on until they've spent a ridiculous amount of money for this test. And quite frankly, we all need to go watch their video twice just to make sure that they financially recover. Now, I already did my part, so I'm counting on the rest of you to go watch when our show is over.
Tools and Stuff always gets the craziest Makita junk before I even know it's coming. And this week, he has 2 official Makita battery adapters that don't plug into the wall, but instead let you move the battery off the tool, which is great when you want an enormous battery, but don't want to manage it on a tiny tool like their compact routers. Can we get those in the States? Of course we can't. Is that because Makita's still mad at me for taking the last muffin? Maybe. I don't want to talk about it. Hopefully they can learn to honor the rule of I got it first and move on.
What are you talking about? Actually, don't tell me. Leave me out of it. Nick over at OhioPowerTool is constantly having customers bring in their bad Milwaukee batteries, only to discover that they're counterfeits that they have bought off of eBay or Amazon. There are many reasons you don't want to be stuck with a fake battery, and Nick has some advice on spotting the fakes and how to avoid them altogether.
And finally, Mike over at Projects for All found a budget job site table saw that doesn't have a single review on YouTube. Yet, at least until now. It's the Masterforce 15-amp 10-inch worksite table saw with a 32.5-inch rip capacity and a 3.5-inch depth of cut. He sets it up, checks tolerances, and puts it through its paces, and he finds it has a lot of similarities to the Cobalt, which makes sense considering they're both built by the same company. But can this budget saw get the job done? Well, there's literally only one video that answers that question. Go check it out.
It's time again for our Platinum Tool Deal of the Week from OhioPowerTool. This week we have a deal that'll have you yelling, Weehaw!
Because it's for Weehaw Tools.
Because it's for Weehaw Tools.
You can save $50 off any purchase of $100 or more of any in-stock Weehaw.
But you'll have to be very fast because, as always, our Platinum Tool Deal will only work for the first 25 people to use it.
Which is a good reason to be subscribed to our channel and click the notification bell so you never miss a deal on Friday night. The code you need this week is TS90642. Good luck.
I want to thank SKIL, Ego, Tested HQ, and OhioPowerTool for continuing to support our show and our community of tool fans. We could not do this without you.
All right, guys, if you can, go lend a hand to a neighbor this weekend, and Sarah and I will see you next week.